This TD game is one of the most unique and fun I've ever played. Just look. This is the Battle Bricks, a game aesthetically inspired by old Roblox and gameplay heavily inspired by the Battle Cats. If you're not familiar with this style of TD, it is similar to World Tower Defense if you've played it, but the camera stays fixed. The only differences are that you have to destroy the enemy base and that all towers can move, or at least most. This game, aside from its incredible animations and quality, has more content than you see in most TD games. The Battle Bricks plays in the form of chapters, of which there are currently 2, with many more to come. The game starts slow, but once you get to the 10th stage, you realize how fun this game can be. Every 10th stage, there's a boss, with animations and abilities to kill your towers before reaching the base. These bosses also tend to have an amazing soundtrack, all of them do. Speaking of the soundtrack for this game is amazing. None of the songs are made by the developer, but rather taken from other games or sources. Despite this, Bucket, the dev of the game, has an amazing sense of music, as every 5th stage has an amazing song. About the towers in this game, there is a gacha. Don't click off the video yet though, because as you play the game, the enemies gain more towers to play with, but for each level with a new tower you beat, you obtain that tower. This results in a lot of people trying to find no gacha strats for difficult things in-game. Some of the bosses deep into the game's progression do require some amount of gacha towers, but by then, you've gained quite a few. The towers in the game are plentiful, and when I say that, I mean it. There are a total of 53 towers in-game, all with a unique mechanic. On top of that, each tower has an alternate form after being leveled up to level 10, adding up to 106 towers. Towers aren't upgraded in-game though. You upgrade your units in the shop and then use them in that form when you play the game. This does include towers obtained from badges, including one gained from beating a different game made by Bucket, which has been considered ridiculously difficult to near impossible for quite a while. Luckily, some of the incredibly difficult to obtain towers aren't necessary, and some are gained by simply progressing through the game, which leads us to our next topic, content in-game. When I said there was a lot of content in the game, I was kidding. In the main game, there are currently 2 chapters of 30 levels and 3 bosses each. 60 levels is not that much, right? Well, there are 3 difficulties, called stars in the game, that you can play in. Now at 180 levels, but that's not all. There's an incredibly difficult and special game mode in the game called Tumora mode, which takes each enemy tower into its evolved version, and the bosses as well. This special game mode also has the 3-star difficulties, adding another 180 levels for a total of 360 levels. And if that wasn't overkill enough, there are sub-chapters obtained through playing the main chapters. There is a total of 5, with the total amount of levels being 76. These sub-chapters also have the difficulties set upon them, totaling to 456 levels. Of these 5 sub-chapters, 3 have their own unique bosses at the end, and one of the other 2 is a community pack made by fans in the Tumora Discord server. So if we add up all the content in the game, we have a whopping 816 levels. Of course, with all these difficulties on the same levels, you may think that it's gonna get repetitive. But as someone who has played all the bosses on varying difficulties many times, it doesn't. After you beat the entire chapter on the 1-star difficulty, most of the normal levels in 2-star are easy, up until the boss or later into the chapter. Because of this, you end up zipping through a lot of the game after beating the chapter on the first difficulty. Once you reach the final boss of each chapter, you're gonna need to go back and grind, as you most likely won't be able to beat it the first time without some higher level towers. This is probably the most tedious part of the gameplay, but you guys play lots of other TD games, so I'd assume you're used to it. Plus, it's a lot milder in this game than it is in many others. To finish off this video, we have to talk about one of the newer additions to this game, which I think a lot of TD games could learn from. This game has a sandbox mode. You can do all sorts of stuff, even put some of your favorite bosses against each other. The possibilities are limitless, and few TD games have one. For most games that don't update often enough, adding a sandbox is the next best thing to adding a level or challenge creator, as it keeps the player engaged with a different form of what was already in the game. Anyway, I think I have given enough information on this game to hook you into giving it a try. For those that already play the Battle Bricks, correct me in the comments and I'll add it to the pinned comment, along with my Discord server link, which you should join. Before I go, here's a fun fact for those who are newer to the channel. Some of the people who have watched my channel since the beginning probably know this, but I used to make content on this game. Anyway, see you next time.